So if you open up your Arduino, you may see two things. Arduino IDE, if you open up, you may see two things. Something is called void setup, like this. Yes or no? Yes. Another thing is called void loop, like this. So we call these two things as two blocks. Okay, this is block 2, this is block 1. I hope that's clear to you. So this block's name is void setup and this block's name is void loop. Fine. Ignore these brackets. You can think these brackets are the part of these blocks. So this is block 1 and this is block 2, right? So block 1 and block 2, that's fine. So now the problem is, what is this block area? These curly brackets are here, no? This opening and close. These are the area of the block. Here also we have two curly brackets. These are the area of this block. Okay, so this block area is limited by these two curly brackets. This block area is limited by these two curly brackets. So now why do we need two blocks is, this first block, one block is to do things one time only. Okay, so this is something we write to do things one time. This block we write to do things repetitively. If you want to do something continuously, you can write here. So some things we have to do only one time, something we have to do repetitively. So whatever you want to do one time, you write within the void setup block. Whatever you want to write repetitively, you want to write within the void loop block. I hope that is clear. So since that is clear, you may wonder, why do we have to do such a things? So if I want to do something 10 times, I can write it 10 times. You can think like that, right? So if you write something 10 times, that is 10 line of code, right? So what if you are to do something 1000 times? You cannot write 1000 lines of code. So in such a scenario, you write it one time here, this will repeat it again and again. We can limit it with 1000 times, that's another scenario. But repetitively, for repetitive purposes, if you write it one time, this loop will repeat. If you want to do it only one time, you can do it here. So now you may wonder, why do I have to do something repetitively? Why do I have to do something only one time? I will tell you this. Let's say you are going to measure the temperature value of a room. Okay, so let's say at 10 a.m. we have 30 degrees Celsius. At 10 a.m. 1 minute is 31 degrees Celsius. So like that it's going, right? So first you read the sensor value, temperature value, then again after 1 minute or something you have to read it. Again after 1 minute or 1 second you have to read it again, right? So the reading part, temperature reading part, you have to do it continuously. So you cannot write every time one line of code. So what you do is, you can write whatever the code related to reading the temperature value and you write it within the block, void loop block, within this block 2. So once you write it one time, it will repeat it. So continuously you will get the temperature values. You get what I am saying, but you have to write only one line. So this is fine. So now you can ask, okay, if I have to do it repetitively, so why do I need to have this block, one time block? For example, let's say this is the procedure, start. You have to start the sensor, okay? Just imagine. And you have to read it repetitively. Okay, until the sensor gets damaged or something. So that's not our business. So this part you write. But starting, you have to do only one time. You don't need to start again and again. So that part, what you write is, you write here. Start the sensor, read the values. One time starting, repetitively reading the values. So starting part should be written within these two curly brackets inside void setup, and the reading part should be written within these two curly brackets within the void loop block. So someone may ask me, why don't you write the start part also here? Yeah, you can write it. Start and read, both can be here. But what's the point? Everything will be repeating forever. But start, if you do it only one time, that's enough. But you are repeating it unnecessarily. So it's a waste of time, waste of memory, waste of processing power. So it's not a good thing to do. So start is one time, repeating is forever. So now for example, if you want to practice this, what you can do is you can take it with your daily activities. For example, you wake up in the morning, you do it one time, right? So that should be inside the void setup. You bath one time, void setup. You get rest one time, void setup. You breathe, you have to breathe, no? You have to take your inhale and exhale. So breathing should be inside the void loop because you have to do breathing forever, right? Repetitively. Let's say you are going to walk somewhere. So you are taking steps repeatedly. You are going to talk repetitively. So these things should come inside void loop. One time things should come inside void setup. I hope that is clear to you. So before we get into the game, I hope you should understand the concept of this. So you can write, if you open the Arduino IDE editor, you can see the process is something similar to that, and you can understand why we have two things. So we'll catch up in the next video and we'll get into the subject more deeper.